Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slab Chalks.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Brooklyn, New York, where we are here for the second qualifier of the World Ninja League Premier Series, and we are taking it all the way to Ferox Ninja Park, led by the one and only Zach Eichenstein. Ferox, one of the iconic WNL gyms. They were the first ever Premier Series competitions host, and they were the host of last year's Premier Series finals, making Ferox such an integral part of WNL's history. It's just so great to be back here. I'm Ken Casillas alongside Jack Anderson, and today we'll be jumping into our teen male division as they take on two daunting courses set up by the one and only Zach Eichenstein, who is the gym director and owner of Ferox. They're also looking for franchises now for Ferox, so if you'd like to extend the crazy coolness that is Ferox Ninja Park, be sure to reach out to Zach and see if there's an opportunity for you to start a franchise. Now, we've gone through the amateur female and male divisions and the teen female division today, and we've seen some crazy stuff. Now with 20 athletes in the teen male division, Jack, what are you expecting from this field?
I think we are going to expect chaos, Kane. That is the only real way to put it. I mean, you're bringing together 20 of the best teen athletes in the world, all down to one course, and we're only looking for our top 4 competitors. And as you were saying before the break, these competitors are seriously some of the best ninjas in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely wild. Now, there is one athlete who is already qualified for the finals and is competing today. That's the second athlete running the placement course, Charlie Ball, who needs no real introduction if you're familiar with Ninja. Charlie got first overall at the Stanford Ninja Academy with the challenge course clear just a couple weeks back. So we'll be seeing him take on the course. If he gets into the top 4 again on the challenge course, then 5th place will qualify for finals in order to still allot 4 qualifying spots to our field here today. But we shall see. There's still a lot of runs to be had by a lot of talented athletes, and a lot of athletes actually who are coming back from Stanford after not qualifying. We actually have Gavin Markowitz coming back. Gavin got 5th at Stanford, just missing out on qualifying by 1 spot. He'll be joined by returning competitors Owen Hahn, Adam Hinlicky, Graham Ogden. Man, there's so many. Bryce Hopkins, I believe, is Jazib Ismail back? Yes, he is. Like there's so many, and that's just counting the people who came back from Stanford. That doesn't include top athletes like Nathaniel Hanvu, who is the most recent teen world champion. He absolutely demolished Worlds this year, so he's going to be one to look out for. No surprise. Just absolute incredible strength. And then, of course, there's other incredible athletes such as Nicholas Menzorio coming out of Next Level Ninja. Nick, I believe he got pretty high up there at Worlds. Let me double check on that real quick. Not that high in Worlds, but very high in regular season standings. And that's what landed him a spot in the Premier Series. So, Jack, why don't we go over what exactly our athletes will be doing today and how they got here?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's going to be an interesting story here today because the World Ninja League Premier Series is a unique competition, something that we've never really seen before in the Ninja format. So today we're going to be starting off with a placement course where all 20 teen male ninjas will be taking on a very fast-paced course. In previous divisions we've seen it down to 45 seconds. Who knows what type of time they're going to be given here today. If you do fall, your run is over, but that's okay. It is only used to determine the run order for the challenge course, which is the real business end of the equation. In the challenge course, this is where we bring in the innovative format. You are allowed 2 retries across the entire course. Kind of unheard of types of strategies here with maximum of 1 retry per obstacle. So if a ninja makes a mistake, don't worry. That just means that they get to have another go on that obstacle. If they use up their retries, they will be out of the competition and their run will be considered over. And of course, Kane, we are looking for our top 4 ninjas from a stacked division of 20 teen male ninjas. I honestly don't know how we're going to whittle it down to just 4.
Yeah, saying goodbye to 15 of these athletes is going to be pretty wild. But of course, our athletes can compete at any Premier Series qualifiers. They've earned it by being good enough to be eligible for the Premier Series, and that's by placing in the top 25% of regular season standings from Season 9, or by placing in the top 25% from the Tier 1 championships this past June. Some athletes may have also received a special invitation from the WNL, but we shall see. You know, a lot of athletes here with a lot of different skill sets came in today, and I have a feeling, you know, I can't even say it'll come down to whose strengths play more to the course or whatnot. These are all some very well-rounded individuals, and it's just going to come down to who has the better day.
Yeah, I genuinely think it will. As you said, we've got a teen male world champion. We have countless athletes coming from the Stanford qualifier, and we've seen that when you do the Stanford qualifier and just miss out, in previous divisions, they manage to secure spots after that because they've got that fire in their belly. They know what they're coming for, and they've had that experience being in the Premier Series format. Once again, we get to look at this lineup. This is the biggest division we have had today, so it's going to be very interesting to see how we whittle them down competitor by competitor. And I think, Kane, we're going to probably have to apply quite a critical lens here today, as we really set the expectations quite high for what is going to be a leading ninja and someone capable of making it into that top 4.
Now, this is going to be so tough. Looking at the run order here, this is just the first page of the run order. And there's so many big names you're going to want to watch out for. Of course, Charlie Ball, one we've spoken about. Nathaniel Hanvu, number 11 on the run order. Another one we've talked about. But Jazib, Luke Kemmerer, Nicholas Menzorio, Bryce Johnson, Bryce Hopkins, Carter Stone. This is absolutely wild. And it's great that we're able to hold so many big names under the same roof. And competitions like these wouldn't be possible without our sponsors, starting off with DGS Ninja, the world's biggest obstacle manufacturer. DGS has been making so many incredible obstacles throughout the last few years that have been, powering big events like the Premier Series and our World Championships. They've also gone into the business of sponsoring athletes. The first athlete that was sponsored was Addie Herman, And now there's a whole team DGS. One of those athletes is actually running today, Charlie Ball. So we'll be seeing him take on the course a little later. And yeah, just shout out to DGS for all of the great work they're doing for our community. And then, of course, there's NinjaWorks, the ultimate timing system in all of Ninja, allowing the World Ninja League to track all of their results in an organized and timely manner. All of the graphics regarding the time limit, the leaderboards, that's all thanks to NinjaWorks. And if you are missing some results, you maybe looked away a little bit too long and someone's time is unavailable on stream, go to worldninjaleague.org for all of the results as they're updated in real time thanks to NinjaWorks.
Yeah, these two sponsors have been such long-term sponsors for the World Ninja League, and we literally would not be able to run these competitions without them. NinjaWorks giving us these incredible timing systems, and DGS giving us the obstacles that are going to be pushing these athletes and allowing us to whittle them down just to the top 4. Now, Kane, it's worth noting that as we look at this competitor field, and as we think back to previous divisions, we still are yet to see a clear from today's competition. Do you reckon the teen male division we might be able to see a clear here?
I think we are going to see multiple, whether that's 2 or 6 is up for debate, but I definitely think we're getting more than 1.
Okay, that is exciting to hear. I really hope that we do. It's been much needed in this competition here today. Ferox has thrown down an extremely difficult course. Not only is there a lot of intense pinch grips, but there's a lot of cliff lanes, reverse grabs, and it's just a really long and tiring course with a very tight time limit. So we'll have to see how they fare on the challenge course, but of course we've got our placement course coming up first. The time limit that we've seen as the lowest so far is 45 seconds. I wonder if they're going to push it down to 40 seconds for this division of ninjas.
I have a feeling we're going to see 45 or 40, honestly, if I had to take a guess. I'd be very surprised with 40, but 45 sounds about right. And just got confirmation it will actually be 40. So we're going to see a full-on sprint. It's going to be a mad dash to the buzzer for all of our athletes.
That's going to be crazy.
Ooh.
To think, in the previous divisions, the fastest time we would have seen is maybe 35 seconds. So that's going to give them a 5-second window roughly if they have a good, strong run. And who knows, they might even make it slightly more difficult. We've also just been informed that the challenge course time limit is 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which I think means they're going to be making it even more difficult than we saw for the amateur male division and teen female division. So that's my hunch there. That's my bet. And Kane, I ask every single division, but who's your money on? Who are you thinking is going to take out the win today?
You always ask me, and I never really know what to say. I think the two names that jump at everyone are Charlie Ball and Nathaniel Honvo. They've won so many big titles before that I don't think anyone will be surprised with either of them taking home the win today. But again, so many athletes could jump into the top 4. So many could be the winner. I don't know. I think this placement course is going to be incredibly indicative and important for the challenge course runs. Obviously, with the top performers getting to run last on the challenge course, they will get to see what skips can be unlocked. And I think that's a big difference maker for our teen division. The teen division tends to be where we see the most amount of beta breaks and the most amount of shortcuts being taken. I say shortcuts lightly because that typically means bigger laches but fewer moves. And this is where we get the most creative, in my opinion. So whoever runs last is going to get to visualize and see those moves in execution, know exactly what they have to do in order to get into the top 4, and then potentially execute. The execution, of course, will be the deciding factor, but I do think it will be important to do well on this placement course to go late in the challenge course.
Couldn't agree more, Kane. And if we have just been informed by our team that Charlie Ball actually isn't here today. Not that should have too much of an impact on the standings, but in regards to who qualifies, but Charlie was obviously one of the fan favorites here today.
Very, very interesting here, which means we will have 19 athletes and only 4 will be qualifying for the finals.
Yes.
It's going to be
Charlie was the one that had already qualified, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So no impact on the actual number of people that are qualifying, but Charlie was definitely one who could have taken out this competition here today, making Nathaniel Honvu the favorite potentially. But among so many other names, it's hard to call anyone the favorite.
Oh, man. Well, it looks like we are just a few minutes away from kicking off. Our first runner here is going to be Zachary Alvord.
40 seconds is it's going to be crazy. I wonder if they're going to adapt the course at all. I think they are more than capable of getting within 40 seconds provided they have a smooth run, but if the Ferox course designers have anything to do with it, they might slightly adjust, make maybe one or two changes that might make it slightly more intense. Because if you think about it, if this is what the teens are going to be running, then what are they going to do with the elites? Are they going to push it down to the 35 seconds?
I don't know. I mean,
it could happen. That would.
I'm trying to think of I'm stumped here trying to think of different ways they can make adjustments that would
within 40 seconds.
Warrant, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
The second and third obstacles, they're ladders and then cliffs. I mean, those are a lot of different hold-based obstacles. And perhaps they might just be banking on the competitors being able to pull through those quicker than other competitors. But
all the rings at the end could be adjusted.
Yeah, that would be tough. The rings are definitely the most time-consuming out of all of the obstacles on this placement course.
I think something that's going to be, one advantage that these teen males have is they bring a surprising amount of power to things such as the cliff ledges. They're very quick on them. As we now move into our first competitor out of 19 in this field, Zachary Alvord. This is going to be an exciting commencement. 40 seconds on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most intense competitions you will ever see. Zachary.
Okay, quickly out of there.
Making good pace so far. The camera's keeping up with him just enough. As Zachary is moving through this course, it looks like it's going to be the same course as all the other ones we've faced so far. But 14 seconds on the clock, Kane. This is whittling down so quickly. The red lights are on. It's going to be a familiar trend as Zachary pushes through.
Oh, they took out that third ring, and he tried to link his way through but couldn't get there. Oh, man. So now it's a massive gap between those last two rings. You're going to need a huge swing, and you need to set your hips properly, and you need to either pull back quickly or just link that dismount. That's crazy.
And they've got to do it in a setting. They've got to link it even when they're quite close to the ground. Like you can see his feet almost touching the mat there, making it all the more difficult to build up that swing. As we move, Kane, are you a bit shocked by all of this?
Not necessarily. I think in terms of my predictions on what was different for the course, it was pretty spot on, except for that adjustment to the rings there, which you called.
Adding that extra layer. As Bryce Hopkins steps up, blink, and you're going to miss these competitors here. Bryce, another fantastic ninja, stepping in to the competition. He's 15 in the standings, placed 89th at Worlds, so hopefully looking to go even further here today. But in the teen division, even 89th is impressive.
It's also worth noticing that Bryce actually got a buzzer on the placement course at Stanford as well.
Oh, okay.
So
he knows how to get the buzzers.
2 for 2, but he's low on time right now.
Oh, this is going to be so close.
Oh, man. And he looks like he's going to run out of time on the final swing. Oh, dude.
This is
How
tough.
are you supposed to pull through that quickly?
I think we're both... our heads are hurting as to how this can be pulled off here. It's a bit of a conundrum to both of us as we observe this course and look at what is asked of these athletes. But hey, that's why we're here, Kane. We're not here to see 20 finishes. We're here to see a few and to distinguish the best from the best.
All right, now we're taking it back over to Carter Stone. .40 Carter, top 50 at the World Championships, was 9th in his season standings.
That's very strong.
All right, he's quickly moving his way up. Nice skips there on the ladders. And a big reach down, a pull back, and he's going to launch himself over and jump straight into the cliffs. He knows that he has basically no time to rest at all on this course. But he's going to take an extra backswing, and that might cost him some precious seconds there. And again, a big pivot over off the trampolines. Coming into those wing nuts, he has 12 seconds remaining.
This is good pace, though. He's definitely the fastest. This is so close here. He's looking for this link. Does he have time for the backswing?
Can he get it? I think we have time for our first finish here. Oh my goodness, bro. 39.88 seconds. Barely any time remaining, but Carter Stone's going to be our first clear on the placement course.
You could see the smile on his face there. It was such a close call. We thought the backswing, that extra backswing could have cost him there, but he just sneaks it in. As we now move through to our next competitor here. Wow, we have seen one finish, which is very good to see.
All right, now for Andrew Rapetti. Looks like we're just waiting for him to step up to the starting line.
Andrew placed 59th at Worlds this year, so we're starting to see some really strong competitors come through here. 12th in the standings, and has competed in 14 total comps this year, which is a high volume. Andrew going to be one to watch here, aged 14. As he gears
off
up
to the races. Andrew coming out of the Movement Lab in New Jersey. Going to give it one big reach and a huge pull back before jumping straight into the cliffs.
He's really going to have to turn up the burners. Andrew
sets himself back for that dismount. He's got 20 seconds remaining. He's going to jump right over. Little stumble there. Finding tough footing, and that cost him a good amount of time climbing up that block. But he's still got
all
10
these seconds
if
count.
If he can do this quickly, he can get the buzzer, but he's got to move. Tries to link it, and his feet scrape down. I think they're going to count that as incidental, but that is going to cost him time. And he's going to run short on seconds there. Oh, man. This is
I'm surprised
a crazy one.
This is a crazy course, ladies and gentlemen. I'm surprised he got that grab onto that final ring. That was very impressive there. It looked like it was slipping from his hands. But unfortunately, Andrew is going to put himself into second place, which isn't bad. But whether or not that's going to hold over the long term is hard to say at this point. As we move into our next competitor, we are flying through competitor number 7, Nicholas Jacob.
All right, Nicholas can do a 14.5-foot lache. Got first overall on the discipline circuit at this past World Championship.
That is very impressive. Hopefully he's got the skills to be able to pull this one out. Oh, we are seeing a new kind of approach to those ladders there. Whoa, this power, and he's doing the right approach there, just not touching every single cliff ledge. This is the pace we like to see. Nicholas Jacob, ladies and gentlemen, going so quickly through everything. 15 seconds on the clock. He's now starting to make this course look very comfortable. Oh, he couldn't quite get that link like he wanted there, but with 5 seconds on the clock, 6 seconds, sorry. And he has set a new standard here. Nicholas Jacob, everyone. One to watch. 33.9 seconds. We thought everyone would just be getting in under the time limit, but Nicholas has really set a new bar. And that's going to add a lot of pressure to the remaining competitor field now that they know what the standard is. As we move on to Jazib Ismail, coming out of the Albany Ninja Lab. Another phenomenal competitor here. Oh, he's got to take that extra backswim, which could be costly. On top of Ninja, in his spare time, he plays the saxophone. He's 5th in standings and came 23rd at Worlds this year. So with also a very high power level. So such a strong Ninja here.
Jazib at the Stanford Ninja Academy got a buzzer on the placement course. Looks like he's about to go 2 for 2 if he can line up this Lachey here. Gonna give it one backswing, a big twist. Can he get the dismount? Yes, he can. 2 for 2, almost missed the buzzer, but he got it at the end. 38.5. Jazib takes his 2nd buzzer of the Premier Series season.
Yeah, that was a great run all round there from Jazib. And that's going to put him into 2nd place. Kane, we're starting to see some finishes here, which is good. We're starting to see the possibilities be seated in the teen males' minds, thinking that this is now possible. This course can be blitzed through. Bryce getting his shoes cleaned by his coach. Bit of a luxury there. Bryce Johnson, 7 years of experience, 8th in our run order here today, and his home gym is Center Court Lawrence.
Now, I believe Bryce Johnson was over at... Yes. Bryce Johnson had 2 shocking falls at the Stanford Ninja Academy. Was not expecting him to go out so early. For reference, I'm pretty sure he didn't make it this far on the placement course at Stanford. But we clearly see that that was a fluke, and he is just flying through and showing what he's actually made of right now.
He is moving, Kane, but is he moving fast enough? This time limit is going to whittle him down to 11 seconds on the clock with 2 obstacles to go.
Ooh,
Bryce
an
taking
extra
the back
swing on that wing nut.
Yeah, he just can't afford those.
Definitely important to make it to the last obstacle at a fast time at the very least. And at least he makes it there. But again, a little inefficient towards that back half. And
yeah. And I think, unfortunately, he's going to be running very early on in this competition. Bryce Johnson, hopefully we're going to be seeing more of him. Yes, that does put him into 7th place at the moment. And he's going to have a lot of groundwork for himself later in the challenge format. Next up, we have Luke Kammermer, age 13 from Ninja Mania.
Luke Kammermer is a speed demon. Ninja Mania's team members are speed demons, but Luke, one of the craziest and most entertaining to watch.
Whoa!
Yes,
Luke
there's
flying
Luke.
Through.
Exactly the way I would have expected him to run. He's got 17 seconds coming into the wing nuts. Gonna pop right through, already setting up his backswings, and he's gonna use that speed that he carried through the dismount straight into those rings. Nice catch there. He's gonna turn around one time, give himself a twist and a dismount for the buzzer. I don't believe it's the fastest time, but 35.9 is gonna put Luke Kammermer in a great spot coming into the challenge course.
Yeah, he looks super happy with that, especially on those cliff ledges. What a great run all around, but still not going to be enough to put him into top spot at the moment. That will put him into a safe 2nd place, finishing with 4 seconds on the clock there. Luke going to be an athlete to watch, but Nicholas Jacob still leading the pack. That run was just crazy by Nicholas Jacob.
All right, now for Nick Menzorio. Nicholas Menzorio is another very strong, very fast ninja. This is your world champion.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is one of our world
Nicholas
champions, yes.
I love how casually you said that. He's one of our world champions. Yeah, he's definitely going to be one to watch here.
I don't think that's correct, but he was definitely 1st in regional standings for the regular season.
Okay.
So if I'm not mistaken, Nathaniel Honvu won the teen division. But Nick Menzorio proving that he's a force to be reckoned with right now on the final obstacle. So fast, the camera's struggling to keep up with him.
This is going to be a close call, though.
Come on, get it at the last second. I don't think he got it. No, just in front of the buzzer. Oh, man.
Nicholas
that
coming
was
in
so close.
That is rough there. Nicholas, unfortunately, just going to come short there. His time was really good, but since he did not hit that buzzer, it's going to throw him right down in the standings, unfortunately. And Nicholas is going to find himself in an interesting debacle. He might be running a little bit early. Kane, I don't think we've seen anyone fail past the last obstacle. Everyone's just run out of time.
No,
I think
I have a
that's
feeling
correct.
it's going to be a race to that last obstacle, and beyond that, a race to the buzzer. And I did misread. I was accidentally reading Nathaniel's stats instead of Nick Manzorio's, but that would make sense. But still, an incredible run from Mr. Manzorio.
We were hyping up Nicholas a fair bit there, but Nicholas showing us that he's definitely a strong competitor.
From past experiences in commentating his runs, he is absolutely incredible on all obstacles that he takes on. So it's no surprise he put up a run like that, just a little short of the buzzer. And I definitely think that he's within striking distance of the top 4 right now. Of course, there's so many more to go, but would I be surprised if he ends up in the top 4 after the challenge course? No, definitely not.
No, I don't think any of us would be surprised. Nicholas actually finding himself in 5th place still. So that shows the power behind his run, which is he was going as one of the quickest times to that final obstacle, but unfortunately couldn't connect. I was worried that he might be pushed closer down to the back end of the field, but Nicholas holds on to a 5th place spot, which is exactly kind of where you want to be. It's not too early on, and it's a good spot. As we now, I believe next we're just having a few technical problems with a camera, just letting some of it recharge. But we're going to have Nathaniel Honvu next, who does have one of the most impressive resumes out there. He is a very, very strong contender and someone who's going to be looking to take out this competition here today. Nathaniel Honvu, aged 14. As we gear up on this speed course. Oh my! A very close call there from Nathaniel. Nathaniel is our 2024 world champion, number 1 in the standings placements. So he had a bit of a fumble there, but he's made it up there on those cliff ledges. The fastest ninja through those cliff ledges so far.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, stage 2 was pretty tough, pretty long at the World Championships, and Honvu did it in 58 seconds. So him doing this in 30 seconds, not surprising at all. What a dominant run from Nathaniel Honvu, Ninja Nuteen.
Such a big backswing there from Nathaniel on that final obstacle. Fastest through the cliff ledges, fastest on the course now, and not having to take that backswing despite his little stumble at the start was the real game changer there for him. Look at how much power he was carrying through and just gets the platform. Nathaniel wanted to go all in for this run, and that's going to solidify his top spot, and that is going to be tough to beat.
All right, well now Quinn Mitchell has quite a standard to uphold, quite a bar to hit, a very high one, but he's a very strong athlete as well.
We love to see how these competitors are just taking this obstacle head on. Oh, Quinn losing a lot of time there, taking a bit too casual of an approach, unfortunately, for this course. This is going to cost him in the long run. He's really going to have to move here, Quinn. Quinn making his way through the cliff ledges, but with those red, just due to this immense time pressure, it is so demanding. Can he make his way through the wing nuts? Unfortunately, I think he just ran out of time there, Kane.
Yeah, it was just on that second obstacle, like you said, too many movements there, too many backswings, and by the time he got off of that obstacle, half of his time limit was already gone. So, oh man, that's gonna put him pretty low on the leaderboard for the time being, but the challenge course, an opportunity to bounce back always. So this is definitely not the last we've seen of Mr. Mitchell.
I think we will see Quinn thrive more so in that challenge course, and he can recover where there's a longer time limit. But now we've got Michael Franchi on next, or Franchi.
Yep, Michael Franchi also cleared the placement course at Stanford, making his return, hoping he can punch his ticket to Washington with this competition here.
Yeah, he's appeared in the top 10 in the regular season for the past 3 seasons in a row. So an extremely consistent ninja, and we can see that experience paying off here, moving through those cliff ledges really well. But Kane, I am conscious of the clock. It's always the pain in our backside on this course here. 10 seconds. It's going to be so close, but he's taking a backswing that he can't afford here. And as that clock whittles down, he's just going to run out of time to hit that buzzer.
Was really fighting for it on those rings, but like you said, time not really on his side. And it really just came down to those, like I said, the second and third obstacles. If you're not moving efficiently enough on the ladders or the cliffs, time will slip out from under your feet without you even realizing. But you can see Mr. Franchi hopping into the top 10 right there. We'll see if he can hold on to that, or if our final, I believe it is 7 runners, will dethrone him.
Yeah, and I think I have a hunch that they will. I would like the top 10 to be filled with a sea of green, a sea of completions. That's what we'd hope to see here. Nathaniel Honvu holding on to his top time as we move into our next competitor. Jonah was in stage 3 of Worlds this year, Jonah Beauregard, and he is showing us that he means business here as he flies through the cliff ledges. He's making good pace here, 23 seconds on the clock. He's starting in 10th grade at the moment in Worcester, in Massachusetts. He plays varsity baseball in the spring, so a man of many talents here. And we can see Ninja is one of those talents. Let's see him try to connect it, and he does! What a run there by Jonah. That's going to solidify him into the top 4, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, I want to say that's up there. I might even say top 3. Let me double check here. Placement
course.
That was
a very strong run.
That is actually going to put him into 4th. Yeah, 4th place.
Well, he's definitely got a good background to him. Starting to add to those completions there, which is what we like to see here in this competition. As we now move into our last 6 competitors here. This is such a stacked field. As we move on to Gavin Markowitz, who again, a really strong athlete, late seeded in this competition, 13 years of age. Whoa, that was a bit of urgency there. It didn't quite connect to the momentum, but I love the urgency on which he's attacking this course so far.
All right, Gavin Markowitz again. He got 5th place, was 1 spot behind qualifiers at Stanford, so you know he wants more. And currently moving like he's ready for more. Gonna link his way off. Yes, he will. Quick buzzer there.
That is such a time save.
32.5. That's going to put him in 2nd place, just behind Nathaniel Honvu.
He is happy with that time. 32.57. Nathaniel starting to get some competition on his heels there. Just a few inefficiencies that if it had gone Gavin's way, he would have been potentially taking out Nathaniel's time there. I think just on those inclined ladders, some of the momentum didn't quite go in the correct direction there. We can see Carter Stone still being our first finisher and only finishing with 0.12 seconds. And everyone else outside of that was unable to finish. So we're seeing about a 50-50 split so far between completions and incompletions. With just 5 competitors to go, I think we could see a sea of green here in regards to completions. Kane, this field is, I'm almost finding it overwhelming in a way as to how good these guys are.
That's typically how it feels in this division, in the best way possible. Now, to think we have 5 runners left, and upcoming are going to be, I believe, 3 athletes who were also at the Stanford Ninja Academy, starting off with none other than Owen Hahn. So again, a lot of athletes made the trip out to Ferox, hoping for their second chance to punch their ticket to the finals. Owen was moving really quickly at Stanford, just had a couple slip-ups in the day, and I don't think we're going to see the same thing happen to him twice.
Could this be Owen's redemption arc? He's coming in
Wow!
by
Great
the
skip
desire
there.
to get into that top 4. Yeah, great skips there. 20 seconds on the clock, and if he can line up those rings really well, he could make for a top time here. The clock is whittling down though, with 10 seconds left. This is looking like it's going to be a finish.
He's got to link his way out, and he gets it.
And he
Ooh,
does!
Did his back foot touch there? We'll have to take a look at the replay. I don't think it did, but it was right on the edge there. It's worth taking a look at.
It did look close, but I think it was safe. And he looks super comfortable. Oh, we're going to see it?
No, that's safe. That's safe.
Safe? Yeah. Yeah, it was
Great job,
very
Owen.
close.
And that's going to put Owen in 4th place, right ahead of Luke Kemmerer by 0.3 seconds.
That is crazy to think, like, that 35 seconds is only going to get you to 4th place. That's just how competitive this field is. As we move on to Benjamin Haber, was this another individual who came from Stanford?
This was not, actually. This is Benjamin's first competition of this Premier Series season.
Fantastic. Well, he's moving like it's his 10th. Benjamin starting to find his groove here, showing us the strength that he's bringing. 30 seconds on the clock. That clock you've always got to keep an eye on, because blink and it will be all used up. 23 seconds. Benjamin moving with so much power. And the speed.
No way.
No. Oh, that's
I'm
tragic.
speechless. Our first athlete to not make it to the final obstacle.
Speed is... It's just that extra pressure of being one of the last runners, knowing what you have to do, and then just letting the little things get the better of you there. Benjamin, unfortunately, coming unstuck there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my goodness.
Well, he does have the opportunity to run first, which means he gets to set the standard for the rest of our amazing ninjas. So who knows? It's definitely possible. We've seen it before with Jay Lewis, who ran very early on last year in the elite division and managed to come out in a 2nd place. So sometimes setting a very high standard on the challenge course can create a wave of failures because of the pressure that you're adding on to people.
Well, now we're going to take it back over for our final 3 runners very, very soon. Up next is going to be Adam Hinlicky, who was over at the Stanford Ninja Academy. And Adam had a pretty good day over there. Didn't have the greatest challenge course run, but did get a buzzer on the placement course. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see another buzzer in Mr. Hinlicky's future in the next 40 seconds or less.
Okay, he finished
with
top...
a huge sprint.
Ooh, very fast so far. He finished top 3 in New England and top 10 in the overall season 9. So very good to see as he flies through this course, doing a great job so far.
Oh,
20 seconds
so fast that he... No! Moving so fast that the step tipped and it sent his momentum sideways, and then he bounced sideways off the mini tramp.
Did you see him do a little flip at the end, though?
Yeah, he tried to go out with style. I respect that. It was pretty cool. But man, I was not expecting multiple slip-ups, especially on this turnaround right here. I believe they're called the bouncy steps.
And back-to-back as well. Adam Hinlicky just unfortunately coming unstuck there. Yeah, just an unexpected back-to-back mistake there. It just goes to show how fast they're moving through this course, and hopefully as Graham Ogden steps up to the course, hopefully it doesn't throw him out too much.
Well, it looks like Josiah Longman might be a no-show. which means Graham Ogden will be wrapping up our placement course here as our final runner. Graham was also at the Stanford Ninja Academy. He actually ended up in 6th on the challenge course, so it was just 2 spots shy of qualifying for finals a couple weeks back, and also got a buzzer on the placement course. So big things could be in this young man's future.
He finished 9th as World's Strongest Ninja this year and 14th in the World Championships. And he cleared stages 1 and 2, so much potential for this. Whoa!
Whoa! Big skip out of Graham Ogden and a huge pop on the cliffs as well. He's out of there with 25 seconds left. Making amazing time right now. Not gonna, if I'm being honest here, probably not gonna be the fastest time, but looking at
it's gonna be close.
Finish right here. Well, you know what?
I'll tell you what.
That might be our fastest time.
Graham Ogden.
28.
No
that is
way.
Graham Ogden. I am
Kate
eating
spoke
my
too
words.
soon.
I spoke way too soon. Look at that skip again. That was, sometimes I just don't recognize perfect runs, and this was a perfect run. That
is
huge link.
Crazy.
28.6, a sub 30 time is going to put Graham Ogden in the top spot for the teen male division. That also means he'll be running last on the challenge course. So take a look at that leaderboard, folks. Flip that, and that will be your run order for the challenge course. We have 18 athletes here. Graham Ogden, Nathaniel Honvu, and Gavin Markowitz, all the top 3 fastest times to the buzzer. A total of 9 clears out of 18 competitors.
That is exceptional news. And I'm just, my head, not only am I still processing Graham's run there, but he used his wingspan to his advantage. But also, Kane, we've only got 4 spots available here out of 18 competitors. How are we supposed to whittle this down?
I just don't know. It's going to come down to who can be quick on the first half of that challenge course, as we've seen that obstacles 5, 6, and 7 is a massive grip gauntlet, and time to that point matters, as well as how efficient you are through those obstacles. So would I be surprised if our top 4 from the placement course is not the same top 4 as our challenge course? I can't say I'd be totally surprised, but at the same time, obviously our top competitors from the placement course have the momentum coming into the challenge course. We'll see how that carries over very shortly. But again, taking a look at the replays of these runs, Gavin in 3rd, Nathaniel in 2nd, and Graham in 1st. Was not expecting Nathaniel's time to be beaten, quite frankly. I thought he had that in the bag.
I have a big smile on my face still from your comments about, you're like, I don't know if it's going to be the top time. And he just pulled it out of the bag, like just towards the end there. It was that link. No, and I was in agreement with you. In my head, I was like, this is going to be a really strong time, like maybe 35, 34, and then it's like 28.3, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I was expecting like a 32 or something. Like, oh my goodness. I have never been, in my year of commentary, I've never been so happy to be wrong.
Yeah, Nathaniel Honvu, we really thought that was the top time, like that was the unbeatable time that no one was going to surpass, but Graham just really showed up there and just demolished everyone. And I think we're taking another look at Nathaniel's run here. Of course, our 2024 Teen World Champion for the male division. And he's probably going to be a little bit annoyed that his top spot's been taken and going to come back with a bit of vengeance here as he works. He wants that top spot. He doesn't just want to qualify into the top 4. He wants to win this qualifier here today.
You'd definitely be making a massive statement, winning the World Championship and then winning the Premier Series qualifier coming into the finals. A lot of people will be looking at you, but Graham Ogden right now showing that this race is far from over for the title.
Yeah, he has a huge wingspan as well. He's 5'10", so he's got a bit of height on some of these other ninjas, which really plays to his advantage there. And he used that wingspan of 71 inches to his advantage there.
Yeah, and with that, that is going to wrap our placement course. Be sure to tune in as these 18 athletes will be taking on the challenge course next, where the grip will be tested, The speed will be tested, the efficiency will be tested, and quite frankly, given that it's the teen division and they love their skips, creativity will be paramount to placing in that top 4. So be sure to stay tuned. We'll be back with the challenge course very soon. Welcome back, everyone. We are just about to kick off the challenge course for the teen male division here at Ferox Ninja Park for the World Ninja League Premier Series. I'm Kane Casillas alongside Jack Anderson, and it looks like Adam Hinlicky is going to be kicking us off very shortly. So why don't we get the quick version of what exactly the challenge course is, Jack?
Absolutely. So we've just seen the placement course, which is definitely been a speed course here today. They had 40 seconds on the clock. They were pushed to their absolute limits. But in the challenge course, we're going to extend that out to 2 minutes and 40 seconds. But make no mistake, that does not mean the course is by any means easier. If anything, it's more difficult. And because of that difficulty increase, the ninjas are going to be allowed 2 retries across the entire course with a maximum of 1 retry per obstacle. So if your favorite ninja falls once, don't worry. There's definitely an opportunity for them to recover, and it's very typical of a ninja to use 1 or even 2 retries if needed. But once they've used up their retries, their run is over. And Kane, the sad reality of today is we have 18 of the best ninjas in the world here for the teen male division, and we've got to whittle it down to 4. So prepare for your minds to be boggled and blown as these ninjas take risks, break betas. We're going to see it all here over the next hour and a half.
Yeah, now in terms of obstacles that we're going to see, I think we can expect some very, very unique strategies on obstacles 5, 6, and 7 specifically. Number 5 is called UFOs, but limits, and they're discs that you have to grab like vertical limits. And being such a grip-intensive obstacle, I have a feeling our athletes are going to try and look for how to do that obstacle in as few moves as possible. Because right after that is a pretty long line of cliffhangers, and then right after that, another pretty difficult line of cliff laches. And so getting through that can be very taxing on the fingers, and we'll see who gets through that the most efficiently, because that may very well determine who qualifies and who doesn't. And now Adam Hinlicky is going to have to see if he can set the bar high and put the pressure on the upcoming competitors.
Yeah, Adam had such an early exit on the placement course. By no means was that representative of the talents that this young man possesses. And yeah, Kane, as you were saying, I think beta breaks are bound to happen. Unfortunately for Adam, he's not aware of any of them at the moment, and he's going to have to be the pioneer for a lot of these obstacles. He'll be the first one taking on all these obstacles. And I think being in the teen male division, having 2 minutes and 40 seconds, I feel as though these obstacles are going to be significantly more difficult in certain areas.
Now, I don't see them holding a cane like in the teen female division to start. So I don't know if they'll be threading the needle on that first obstacle, but should be an interesting run no matter what.
I'm sure it's something more painful and even more difficult. Kane, this is the most excited I've been all weekend. 18 competitors, down to 4 competitors. Adam Hinlicky up first. This is going to be awesome.
2 minutes, 40 seconds is the time limit. We have not seen a challenge course clear all day. And the time is getting...
What?
Oh my goodness. Is that required? Is every other side off? That's crazy. That's why there's cliff ledges on there. So there's cliffs on like half of these obstacles now. Oh man, this is going to be pumpy for our field here today.
That is... Adam made that look easy, but for anyone watching at home, that is bonkers hard. Oh, and now they've got to climb down the board as well. There's no additional support there. Me and Kane are discovering this course with you in real time. Okay, luckily there's no batarangs for this.
You say that, and we're going to see it in Elite probably or something. My goodness. Great link dismount there from Adam Hinlicky, though. Now for the first major test of the course, UFOs but limits. You can see that they're just discs here that our athletes are going to have to grab onto like vertical limits. Oh, and he tries to... I like this approach, though. Tries to catch the outsides to stop it from swinging. Okay, that might be an interesting beta if you can catch your hands on it evenly and avoid it from spinning, which he does semi-evenly. Now, how's he going to approach this transition?
This is going to be tough, Kane.
Oh, he almost had it. Oh, man, you're going to need your hands higher than that if you want to secure that catch, but a good idea from Adam Hinlicky. His run is going to end there, but he's showing us that this first half of the course can be done very quickly. A great link here off of that fidget spinner. Awesome movement.
Now, I wonder if what Adam was doing there is what is required. I guess maybe it's too far to muscle your way through, but we'll wait and see as we step up to our next competitor, Benjamin Haber, another competitor who fell very early on, Kane, and it was a big upset for him as well.
We didn't even have time to read Adam's bio. Apologies.
Aww. He was too fast.
He was very fast, to be fair, yeah. All right, Benjamin Haber, going into his sophomore year, enjoys production and digital media, says he prefers speed courses, so the placement course is much more his style, but he's not really showing any level of discomfort here as he just gibbons his way down to the dismount platform.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, speed is of the essence here, Kane, because if they're going to complete all 9 obstacles or all 10 obstacles in the 240 time limit, which is roughly 15 seconds per obstacle, you're going to be needing to move extremely fast through here. Oh, having a bit of a stumble there on the steps. Hopefully that doesn't knock his confidence too much as he lines up the fidget spinners.
I like that one-handed swing and reach from him. He's going to take one extra backswing, a little twist to align himself, and he lands very cleanly. Now for this uber tricky obstacle, you can see that there is no additional holds on that second bar there, so he has to go for that 180 twist and just misses it. It's also worth noting that that second wheel has been turned around a bit, so our athletes are going to have to get an interesting and awkward grab onto that green board attached to the third bar.
Yes, they are. Benjamin lining up his second attempt. Can he get the hold? He holds on. Now he's got to get the dismount.
Oh! Why did he try and grab front side? Is that maybe the other sides are not allowed, but...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't be
Still
surprised,
a great
Kane.
attempt. Pushed very deep into that obstacle. And I think it's a great showing of strength. And again, the IQ that these athletes have to be maneuvering the way that they are, taking multiple different approaches when they realize that one of their strategies doesn't work.
You can just see Benjamin coming unstuck there. It's crazy to think we've already moved through 2 of our 18 athletes as we move on to Quinn Mitchell next. More than 7 years of experience in the sport, training out of Next Level. And let's see how he fares on this course. I would really love to see someone through Obstacle 5, see that obstacle overcome and onto some more difficult ones, Kane.
Yeah, and I think it's only a matter of time until that happens, Jack. Definitely. But Quinn right now, working his way over. 2-time Premier Series competitor, 2-time world finalist, been in the top 15 for 2 straight seasons in regular season standings. So
he also has a
this
15-foot
man
lash.
is no slouch. Jeez, a 15-foot. Yeah, no, that's crazy. I would love to be able to do that, but I don't think my shoulders could handle it.
Yeah, anyone with a 15-foot means business. That is crazy. So far. Quinn taking his time a little bit here on these earlier obstacles.
And he doesn't get to that last mat. So he's going to have to try that again. Got to get out to that final mat.
That's going to spell disaster for him, Kane. That was such a huge time burn that he really needed. So at this point, he's going to have to get through the next 2 obstacles and then clear Obstacle 5 as well. I would say that's a given at this point, unfortunately, just due to that small error. He's got to go through that strength-sapping obstacle once again. Quinn lining it up.
Ooh, a little shaky on the jump, going more straight out than he is, up. And I think this might work for him. Yes, it does. A good pullback using the trapeze before matching and popping off. But he is taking a lot of time, as you said. The only way he really is going to have a shot at qualifying is by clearing obstacle number 5.
And so much energy. That obstacle number 3 is such an energy burner. Quinn now moving through this obstacle well. Fidget spinners, he's got down packed, that's for sure. But now obstacle 5 is really where it starts to get serious. We're yet to see anyone through it, so if Quinn can make his way through this obstacle, that would really put him well placed in this competition. But does he have the strength? Does he have the energy?
Don't think he got high enough. You want to be semi-locked off coming into that spinner just because it allows your fingers to have a little more security and insurance as you're trying to move one hand or the other. So he's going to have to pull himself up a little higher. Still on the platform. He's all right. His run is still alive. He's got 20 seconds, though.
Quinn lining it up.
Is he going for a skip or is he going for a... Oh, I like the approach. Didn't get high enough, but Quinn Mitchell puts up a solid run. That is going to, for the time being, put him in third place, but his spot definitely in jeopardy with so many talented competitors coming up next.
I would say all these individual spots are unfortunately in jeopardy at the moment because the bar for this teen male division is so significant. You would rarely get this level of competition, but the World Ninja League Premier Series is really just bringing out the top competitors. Our top 3 have all made it to Obstacle 5. It's been the crux point of so many divisions, and the teen male division is no exception here. But Bryce Johnson could be the young man to start to rewrite the story for our division here today.
Bryce Johnson was at the Stanford Ninja Academy. Didn't have the performance that he wanted on the challenge course despite being very capable of qualifying. And you can see right now he's attacking these obstacles with a vengeance. Is he going straight for the dismount? Yes, he is, and he gets out of there. Coming up now on Cat Climb. These pulls can be so taxing early on. Not necessarily a difficult move for our athletes, but something that can expend a lot of energy in the early half of this course and can come back to bite you on the back half.
Yeah, Bryce starting to find his groove here. The clock is winding down a little bit here. But he's now looking for that dismount. And he gets it. And now we'll be progressing on to obstacle number 4. But obstacle 5 is really the deciding factor. I would say that's really where the results start to differ. Bryce coming in with a solid pace so far into obstacle 5. But the question is, does he have the pinch strength? Does he have the technique to be able to pull off an obstacle that has ended so many runs here today?
All right, now coming up.
Is he going for a lache?
He's either going for a skip or for a high grab. And he went for a high grab and a skip at the same time. Wow, tough one there. However, he caught it on the widest parts of the circle, which, you know, if he got a little higher, he wouldn't have to put his hands so far apart.
Yeah, to get that height on it, it kind of looks like he's eyeing it up again.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jack, he's just staring at that second disc as if he's like, I got this. Again. I mean, okay, he definitely has the distance for it. No, he's definitely going for it. That's exactly where his gaze is going. Oh, he's going to stop and reset. Maybe he's a little pumped. Maybe it was just his swing was off. Direction. Yeah, there we go. I think he set himself up properly. Has the height he needs. He's going to launch. Almost had it. Oh,
that's tough.
And you know, we're seeing so many different strategies being utilized here, and no one has really been able to crack the code on this obstacle.
Yeah, Bryce, you've got to commend him there for trying to innovate, trying to break the beta. And if he did it, he would have looked like a legend. And to all of us, he just looks very courageous, and we're very proud of him for giving that a go. So kudos to Bryce there. He's going to be in third place at the moment. Whether or not that's going to hold over the next 14 competitors, only time is going to tell as we move through to Michael Franchi, another very strong competitor here who didn't quite get a finish on the placement course, but definitely one to watch coming out of Next Level Ninja. He finished top 10 in the regular season for the past 3 seasons, so he knows how to be consistent. He knows how to be in amongst the best of the best. Let's see what Michael's got here. 2 minutes 40 on the clock. That is such a demanding time for this course.
Michael says he loves to be a part of the Next Level Ninja team. Been at Ninja since 2017. His favorite obstacles are balance and agility-based obstacles. Well, those are only really towards the back half of the course, so he'll have to get there if he wants to try it. This is his second season competing in the Premier Series. He's been to Worlds 6 times. This season, he got 10th in the Northeast regional standings. Very proud of it, as he should be. Northeast is such a stacked region, so placing that high, very high honor there. He also, on the side, in addition to Ninja, plays soccer for the town club, and he plays volleyball for his middle school team, or he used to play volleyball for his middle school team. He's going to be making a move to high school where he plans on playing volleyball as well. He's also a percussionist for his school band, the jazz band, and the orchestra. And when he starts high school in September, he'll be part of the Super Chief Marching Band drumline. Dude, drumlines are tough. They're awesome. I love drumlines. So shout out to Michael.
Yeah, Michael's so talented.
When he's not doing Ninja or other sports, he enjoys playing video games, listening to music, riding his bike, hanging out with friends, and spending time with his family and his dog, Hazel. He wants to shout out everyone who supports him in everything he does. Sounds like he's got a pretty big support circle with all of those activities, and hopefully they're all watching right now.
Yeah, I don't know where he finds time to do all that, but it's safe to say he is exceptional on so many different fronts. Michael, again, coming into Obstacle 5, the crux point of this course. We're yet to see anyone clear it, despite being 5 competitors into this competition so far. Michael lining it up, trying to get this grab. He's got the momentum. Does he have the wingspan for it? That's also, it looks like it's a bit of a struggle point for the young man here.
I think he's trying to angle himself properly, getting some guidance from his coach, Joe Capo. Trying to give him some pointers on how to set himself up. He catches it, but just caught it a little uneven. His left hand hit the top of the UFO, and that spun him out.
I wonder if one of the struggle points for these teen males is whether or not they've got the wingspan for it. I think that's why some of them are going for that big lâcher and trying to grab the top of it. And
also,
Michael,
just realizing, we're just going to shout out. He was also rocking the Slap Chalks, one of our sponsors, so shout out to Slap Chalks.
Oh, what a legend. Love to see that from Michael. All-around awesome competitor. Unfortunately, we're still yet to see anyone through the 5th obstacle. 5 competitors in. But as we move forward, the quality keeps getting better as we move on to Bryce Hopkins, a fierce competitor here today.
That's right. And now, since we have more than 4 athletes running right now, we have every run resulting in the elimination of someone. This right now is Bryce Hopkins, was over at Stanford a little while ago. He'll be entering his freshman year of high school this fall. Made it to Worlds 3 times and has been training for Ninja for 5 years. Started competing 3 years ago, so he's 3 for 3 in terms of competition and making it to Worlds. He usually says he doesn't like cliffs and anything related to grip, but he's had coaches really emphasize training those things so he can improve upon them. He says he kind of likes it now. It's grown on him. So that's good given what our second half of the course is. Earlier this season, he fractured his jaw and knocked out one of his teeth while doing a dropping triangle grab. So he's definitely more cautious with obstacles that are close to his face. This fidget spinner on Fidget Lane, definitely one of those things, but he's safe. He's definitely more cautious, as he said, but he loves to travel and also hopes to someday become a pilot. And so far, he's already grown wings of his own, soaring through the course.
Bryce is he's doing exceptionally well here. coming into obstacle 5 at a time that is very ideal to this point. He's going to take a bit of a break, and he knows that if he can make it through this obstacle, he's going to be one of the top contenders here today, because this is the obstacle that is just crushing the dreams of our ninjas. But Bryce gets the grab, but now he's going to do a 180.
See, I understand why catching the disc like that is easier to do, but I feel like it makes that 180, that diagonal 180 at that,
so difficult.
Harder. I feel like that makes it harder almost, because at least with the vertical limit technique, you have the ability to pinch and control where your body's turning, whereas if you're catching the top of the disc, you have to unwrap, turn in midair, and then rewrap at an angle. I feel like that's just way harder.
Yeah, but Bryce is really struggling to hold on here. I wonder if they've made the cliff ledges thinner or the distance further. Our teen males really seem to be struggling with that vertical limit there. As he lines up for a second grab, and he gets it!
Wow!
Can he get the
first one to
dismount?
really get it? No! No, you've got to be kidding me! Oh my goodness, the disbelief in his face. I mean, I can't. That's exactly how I'm feeling right now. What? So close. Bryce Hopkins.
The hardest part. Kudos to Bryce for being the first person to get that 180 grab and holding on to those discs. That was amazing, but just that final transition just got the better of him there. I mean, rightfully so, it's still such a difficult grab, but we would have loved to have seen Bryce through.
A little salt in the wound as well. If he had cleared that, he would have hopped into first. Now he's in fourth on the bubble, which means his chances of qualifying for finals definitely pretty low, considering how many hungry athletes are here.
Yeah, and that's what the competitive field demands. We're etching closer to the competitors who completely finished the placement course. Zachary Alvord was one of those competitors who got very close but just couldn't quite get in under the time limit. A super strong competitor here. Zachary moving up these cliff ledges very comfortably so far.
Now, Zachary was untrained and unaffiliated with a gym or coach until he was invited by High Exposure to join their team after attending one of their camps. And since then, he's been with them. Been competing for all of the non-pandemic years. And last season was a highlight. He was first place in teens for the New England region. This is 2022 to 23. Then he entered high school. Sports took a bit more priority in terms of school sports. 3-sport athlete, carries a 94 overall average. Oh my goodness, the beta's been broken. And is he going to get it? Yes, he is. I might as well stop reading his bio, because we're going to have more time to talk about him afterwards, as he's the first to clear the UFOs but limits, and is going to have a little extra play time here on the cliff line.
And if you look at his time, that is crazy quick to this point. 1:13 is how fast some people were getting to the UFOs at, but he linked all those fidget spinners and just flew through. He's still got the energy, hopefully, for these cliff ledges. That's an interesting, a little bit of a tricky maneuver there, but he manages to work his way through. 55 seconds on the clock. We're always paying so much attention to it. He's got that early dismount. And if you thought we were done with cliff ledges, newsflash, we are not. Okay,
right, this
Zachary
is part
will now be
3 of 3. Yeah, Zachary, so incredibly dedicated to the sport, drives out an hour and 20 minutes just to go to the gym and train. And that hard work is definitely showing and paying off right now. Puts in everything that he can into this sport.
Now lining up for that reverse grab and just missing out, but Zachary can breathe a sigh of relief, because that was a great run there. He was, not only did he make it the furthest we've seen so far by quite a significant amount, he did it so quickly. You can just see these links after links after links. He flew through those UFOs, Kane. And honestly, this is the first competitor where I've gone, you know what, this could be a top 4 time. He'll likely be on the bubble as we move through some of these later ninjas, but his pace to obstacle 7 was so quick.
Yeah, a minute 46 is his time to that point. And I mean, it's a pretty good time overall. It is beatable, but it is going to force other athletes to really, really gun for it and go quickly. And I think that's going to lead to some careless mistakes, actually. But let's see if Andrew Rapetti can match Mr. Alvord's performance.
Andrew now moving through to obstacle 2. Surprisingly, there hasn't been too many struggle points with that obstacle 2, despite having that awkward sideways catch onto those cliff ledges. I'm just starting to process that literally every single obstacle except the first one and the fidget spinner at this point have cliff ledges on them. So,
all right, coming up now. Oof. On to Fidget Lane. Fidget Lane not proving to be a problem for him. Catches that high up, sets up a nice swing forward. And he's out of there.
looking super strong. A minute 51 on the clock. We're starting to see some really quick times to this point. Ooh. And it looks like he's going to go at the pinch approach. Yep. He's going to try and pinch it. And he can't quite get that grab.
Well, I don't think he really wants to try the techie move by the looks of it. I think he's going for the skip. Nope, he's going to... Oh, a little low. A little low there. But now, he's getting ready to go again. Using his retry, a minute 25 left to push through as much of the course as possible.
And he gets the first grab.
Can he line up this transfer? No! So close, and Andrew Rapetti is going to end his run there. 45.3 seconds to that point. That is going to put him in second place for the time being. In the event, for some reason, our last 10 athletes don't make it past the fifth obstacle, time will matter. And Andrew Rapetti's put himself in an okay spot for the time being.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. But unfortunately, whether or not that will hold is only time is going to tell here. Andrew, unfortunately, just out on that obstacle as we now move on to our next competitor.
All right, now we're taking it back to Nick Menzorio out of Next Level Ninja. Next Level has a very large team. On top of competing, Nick also enjoys designing obstacles and courses. He actually helps design and run the competitions for WNL at Next Level. He can also do one-arm pull-ups and got the clear on stage 2 at Worlds.
Wow. Okay, so a very, very powerful resume there. Not only is he smashing through the obstacles, but he's also designing them in his spare time, which is great to hear. Nicholas now lining up the fidget spinners. We haven't seen too many struggle points up until obstacle 5, which is a testament to just how strong these teen male ninjas are. Nicholas lining up the dismount, and Kane getting there in a similar time to a lot of our other top competitors. But this is really where it comes down to, is can he complete obstacle 5?
Yes, and the big thing about obstacle designers, I've heard so many testimonies about this. Just if you're able to design obstacles and courses, it allows you to understand the mechanics behind how the obstacles move and how they operate. It gives you an entirely different perspective, and it does give you a slight advantage on the course, not because you've tried the obstacles before, but because you can understand, you know, the techniques that have to be utilized a little bit quicker than some others may catch on. And as we saw there, Nick Menzorio had a pretty good technique there, just kind of went a little too far off to the right as he made that transfer. I have a feeling we're going to see a good correction here. Great high pop up.
Second and final attempt here. Nick lining it up, looking for that grab. Oh, a little bit finicky.
Yeah, he's wobbling more than I think he wants to. And
He's
he
got
gets
too
the
much
catch.
Ooh!
Oh my goodness. Trying
As
to
I
match
say
his
that-
hands up for the board. Catches a corner.
Whoa.
Catches the backside. Reaches for the ring. And he's out of there. Still has 37 seconds left before he runs out of time. He's got to get through the cliff line if he wants to extend his second place lead right now.
Nicholas very happy. Yes, and he does need to make it through obstacle 6. That will probably be where the time runs out. But does he have the gas after giving 2 attempts at obstacle number 5?
There's the
Nicholas
dismount.
grinding through here. He's going
He's
to
going to
go
go
for it.
for it. He knows that he doesn't have much time left. He almost got the reverse grab. And he's going to use up his last retry as a bit of a formality. But that is going to end his run with 3 seconds to spare. Yeah, just took one swing and launched himself out there.
He was like, maybe it'll happen. But Nicholas is going to end out his run there. What a run. He had to work really hard on obstacle 5. Took him on his second attempt, had to fight tooth and nail, but he got the grab just. He was really up there for a long time, and despite being exhausted, he went through those cliff ledges, got the dismount, and he's put himself into second place, which is very exciting news. And it's going to give him the opportunity to hold into that top 4, maybe.
Well, this is going to be a very interesting second half now. We have 9 runners left, officially at the halfway point. Carter Stone kicking us off here. Carter was 7th place at Stanford, so 3 spots away, which means we have the 5th, 6th, and 7th place athletes from Stanford all looking for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, mainly 1st though.
I think so. Yes, and this is really where we get into the pointy end of the competition, because I believe every athlete, including Carter, finished the course. The placement course, sorry. Carter coming in with 0.12 seconds on the placement course left, and now showing us why he's one of the best here today. To think that there's still 9 more competitors here left in this tournament is crazy to think about. Carter now lining up these UFOs that have been so infamous. Tossing up between 2 approaches here. He can take the pinch approach, which is, it looks like he's going to do, Kane. One of the first that we're seeing actually trying the pinch approach successfully as well. Wow.
Huge pull. You could tell that he was pulling himself forward and up in order to really get that transfer on lock. And now he's going to grab one of the sides, turn for the ring, and set himself up for that dismount. First try for Carter Stone. He's still got a minute 12 left to go as well, which means we could be seeing a very, very deep run into the mix.
Yes, and it's a good indication of what we're going to see from our last 9 competitors here. Carter doing such a good job. As he now moves through, does some good technique there on the cliff ledges.
He's going to match
Now
and
looking
set
for
that
that dismount.
40 seconds remaining. Now, I believe that puts him in 2nd place off of time. Would jump into 1st ahead of Zachary Alvord if he can get this obstacle. But this reverse grab, so difficult.
Yeah, this reverse grab is so tough. It's going to be the next crux point for our remaining 9 ninjas, is getting this reverse grab.
Oh,
and he
got
gets it.
That was wild.
But this next grab as well, it spins, it's angled, it's messy, and it gets Carter Stone as its next person that could not conquer it. That is tough, but with 9 seconds on the clock, it's probably out of the question, but he's going to give it another go anyway.
Reverse grab again. Tried to link his way through, knew that that was the only way he would have time. And a great fight from Carter Stone. 157 to that point does put him in second place just behind Zachary Alvord.
That is crazy. How well Carter did those reverse grabs there. He clearly has pinch strength for days, like just being able to do both those UFOs with lock-off pinch, and then to be able to get the reverse grab both times, and the second time do it just super casually as well, which is worth noting. Like, he just did it with one backswing. It just Carter Stone is going to be one to watch, but unfortunately is only going to be into second place from that performance. As we move on to our next competitor, Jazib Ismail, coming with 6 years of experience into the sport. A really strong competitor here. He had a great placement course run, and we're going to see how he stacks up here.
Jazib has so much power in his skill set. Already looking at his hands, hopefully he didn't rip. But he seems totally fine, unaffected by whatever he was looking at. Maybe he was just checking chalk. Quickly moving through here. Now we're pretty much at the point where you are definitely going to have to beat the 5th obstacle in order to have a shot at qualifying. Our top 3 have all made it to obstacle number 7. Nice link there from Jazib. So now
this could be the fastest time to obstacle.
It's less about how quickly can you get to obstacle number 5, and more so about how quickly can you beat obstacle 5.
It looks like Jazib is going to go with the pinch approach. He's got it within him. Can he get this 180 grab, which is the tough part? Yes, he can. And as I say that, he's now got to get the link across, which is equally as tough. And he's going to get that. And now looking for his dismount, Jazib is, wow. 1 minute 25 on the clock. He's going to be entering the back end of this course.
And you know what, Jack? I think that obstacle's officially been figured out. Jazib now the 4th athlete to beat that obstacle, which again means that if you want that top 4, you have to beat it. And not only that, you're going to have to beat the cliff line most likely. Jazib, very strong athlete. I love his bio as well. He's had the same bio between this and Stanford. Oh my goodness. Peels off, he's going to use a retry. Anyways, his bio says, I play the saxophone. And he's never specified which saxophone it is. He just plays the saxophone. And I think that's great.
That is awesome. Yeah, he came 5th in the standings this year, 23rd at Worlds, and has competed in 22 total comps over the last season. So just all around a standout ninja. And as he lines up this
good
switch,
turnaround.
Yeah, such an interesting approach.
Is he going to turn back? There. Yes, he will. I like the control that we're seeing. Jazib got 10th at the Stanford Ninja Academy qualifier. Going hand over hand now. He's fighting for it right now, Jack. I think he's realizing his grip's giving out, so he wants that early dismount, and he gets it.
And he gets it.
Oh,
wow.
My goodness.
Yeah, I think he was really fighting there. He couldn't go another cliff ledge, he decided. And I think he knows at this point his time's up. He's going to go for that reverse grab, but yeah, he knows.
He's just pumped.
His run is over.
See him stretching out the fingers very clearly. You know, a lot of lactic acid built up there. But a great fight to that last cliff-based obstacle, obstacle number 7. That is going to put him 2 seconds ahead of Nick Menzorio and into 3rd place. So now Nicholas Menzorio is on the bubble. In order to qualify right now for Premier Series Finals, you are going to have to make it to obstacle number 7 in under 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Jazib made it there in 2:27.
Okay, so very high standards there, Jazib. Into 3rd place at the moment. 8 competitors to go, or 7 competitors maybe?
It is 7.
As we gear up, Jonah Beauregard, another really strong competitor. 7 left, and I think we're going to be seeing all these competitors go really deep into this course here today.
Jonah trains at Ultimate Obstacles, and he'll actually begin coaching at Ultimate Obstacles this upcoming season. Congrats to him. He loves his dog, Sonny. He plays varsity baseball in the spring, and he's only in 10th grade, which means he got to varsity a little ahead of some of his peers. Very impressive feat.
Now,
Great
lining
length
it up.
there on the fidget lane. This is going to be the moment of truth here. So efficient on these first 4 obstacles, but this 5th one can be the make or break point. Even if you beat it, if you take too long, you're suddenly out of contention for finals qualification.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jonah is looking so strong on this obstacle. Holy moly.
What's surprising to me is not the number of people who can do the vertical limit beta, but more so how many people have switched to that, given that they've realized that 180 grabbing the top isn't the most reliable strategy.
Yeah, it's too unreliable. There's too much uncertainty in that strategy, and everyone started to pivot over to the pinch grip. It's also whether or not you do possess that pinch grip as well. It is an extremely demanding pinch obstacle, as Jonah now makes his way through these cliff ledges very methodically, very strategically. Now looking for that dismount. He's been super efficient to this point. That could put him into first place or second.
I do believe
hard
that
to tell
puts
at this
him.
moment.
Yeah, it's a matter of seconds between him and Zachary Alvord, but he's within the top 2 right now. Has time
Okay.
to beat this obstacle. Now I gotta credit Zach Eichenstein here for the placement of these obstacles, because after this super pumpy, time-consuming section of grip-intensive obstacles are 2 mini balance obstacles, and he knows. Oh man. He knows that athletes are going to be pushing for time, and they're going to want to get as many extra points as possible by clearing more obstacles. So he turned the balance obstacles into a sprint with about less than 30 seconds left for most athletes. I think it's a really good way to force careless mistakes and force extra focus and precision. But unfortunately, we won't see Jonah Beauregard get to those balance obstacles. Just came off on that spinning cliff twice in a row. But an incredible run with a great pace, and that is going to put him in the top 2 right now. Double checking whether or not that's first or second. That's actually first by 0.22 seconds ahead of Zachary Alvord.
No.
Jonah did it in
What?
1:46.66. Zachary got 1:46.88.
Oh, Zachary would not be happy about that, and that could be something that pushes him out of the top 4 here. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, as we come down to our last 5 or 6 competitors here. Oh, wow. Okay. Who do we have up next? This is
Luke
going to be nuts.
Kemmerer is up next. He was 6th in the season standings in this past season for New England. He got 24th in Strongest Ninja, 33rd overall at Worlds. And he's just consistently, season after season, placing in the top 10, top 5, sometimes even top 3 of these different standings in big competitions.
In other words,
Whoa,
Luke is just a
one-handed
big...
grab.
Whoa.
Didn't come at that as centered as I think he wanted to, but his grip is still alive, and he's moving on to Fidget Lane as if nothing happened.
I think Luke is really feeling the time pressure here. We saw him have a little bit of an interesting landing on Obstacle 1 as well. He knows he has to go quick, but it's good because it's making him really push to his limits, coming in at a very similar time point to a lot of these other competitors here today. It's about going the distance, though. That's what really matters here. Luke knows if he can get past Obstacle 7, he will almost pretty much guarantee a top 4 spot here.
Oh man, this is going to be tough. Currently on the bubble is Jazib Ismail. The time to beat to obstacle number 7 is 2 minutes, 27 seconds. Right now, Luke well ahead of that pace, but he's going to have to be precise on these transfers. He is. Now he's got to reach over for that ring, set his dismount up. It still has 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. It's only been 1 minute 30 for him. This does mean he has essentially an entire minute to beat the cliff line and hop into the top 4.
Well, I'll tell you what also with
Oh,
Luke is...
interesting. Was not expecting a drop there.
I was going to say the advantage he has is he didn't do it the pinch approach, so he saved some of his energy, but Luke's starting to take a pause now. Let's see if he's out of strength, out of gas on this obstacle. Okay, he's finding his groove again, which is what we like to see.
Good twist there to make sure his hands had space. And he's going to hop into the top 4 with that run. I believe that actually puts him in 3rd for the time being, but a good way to extend a lead and gain some extra insurance with so many talented competitors left is to beat this obstacle. Great catch, and he just peeled off. A little too much force coming forward after he caught that ledge.
And he knows with 15 seconds left, he's just going to have to go. Unfortunately, no time to chalk up. His second attempt on this reverse grab. Luke gets it. He's going to have to go with the backswing. This is his chance. Oh! And just missing out. Luke. Mixed emotions about his result there on his face.
Oh.
He made it very far. I believe he'll still be in the top 4 for the time being, but he will be on that bubble. Very much the case.
Yeah, so his time was 2:05 to obstacle number 7, and that puts him in 4th place behind Carter Stone. So 2:05 is the new time to beat to that obstacle to get into the top 4. But of course, we know our athletes want more and can achieve more. We have, I believe, 5 athletes to go. Yeah, 5 athletes to go. This is gonna be a close one.
It is going to be a close one. Owen Hahn is up next. And as you said, we've only got a couple athletes left here. And we are really at the top level athletes. These are the highest performing athletes, these last 5. As Owen begins his attack on this course, the bar is so high for these ninjas. Only 4 spots available. Owen is going to be doing everything in his power to make sure he's in that top 4.
Owen was at Stanford, placed 13th on the challenge course, so it's probably not the result he was hoping for. But right now, he's moving with a great pace. I think he understands, after having competed at the Premier Series already, he understands just exactly how he needs to be moving and how efficiently he needs to be and how serious he needs to be taking each obstacle. Great dismount there.
Owen now moving through.
Taking a little time. You can
Okay.
see him shaking out his hand, trying to make sure his grip is ready. He's going to reach out. Oh, and just peels off. That's all right. He still has a retry, and he still has a minute and 33 seconds to go.
Yeah, and with 1:30 on the clock, he's going to be lining up for his second attempt here. Okay, he gets the first one. Ooh. Just coming short on that next grab. And that, unfortunately, is going to end Owen's run there, meaning that some of those top 4 places so far hold on to their positions for dear life, as these final competitors are hot on their heels. Owen, all around a great run, but just getting to that crux point on obstacle 5, it is just so difficult, Kane.
Well, we are now at the point where if you don't clear that 5th obstacle, you are for sure out of contention for finals. And it just goes to show the stakes are constantly raising at this competition. Nicholas Jacob now, another Canadian athlete. We saw Owen repping Canada, and now we'll see Nicholas do the same. We'll see if he can add another Canadian ninja to the tally of Premier Series finalists. We've seen some other Canadians in other divisions qualify. Nicholas had a great run in the placement course, and we have to see if that momentum carries over now.
And he is a very good wingspan here that he's using to his full advantage, I would say.
Yeah,
That's
those links,
hopefully going to help him.
the links on that fidget lane were perfect. And you're right. I think this reach shouldn't be a problem for him, but he's going to have to get his fingers locked in on the right spot. Oh, he's going for the skip instead. He decides, nope, I'm not doing the vertical limits.
But I think with his wingspan, that's really making this a lot easier for him than other competitors. Not only is he just exceptional, but it's also making it easier to grab that disc at the points that he desires. And on these cliff ledges as well, it's also going to help him. And I will tell you what, Kane, a minute 30 seconds to this point is a great time.
Yes. Only been a minute and 10 seconds. Now coming up on a minute 20. This is going to be the fastest time to this point by a good amount, actually. I think he has about 10 or 15 seconds over Jonah Beauregard, and that's going to put Nicholas Jacob in first place. As one of our last four runners, that also means he is guaranteed a spot in the Premier Series finals with this run.
Wow, he's got to be happy about that. Anything from here beyond this is a win. Nicholas gets the grab here so comfortably. Could we be witnessing a winning run here?
Catches it, yes, he holds
gets
on.
The grab.
He can get out of there, and he can get through the balance quickly, and we could see our first finisher, or at least a good attempt on the final obstacle, but he's got to get out very soon. Underbars his way down, runs straight over to the balance.
Wow, Nicholas Jacob, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't know if it was possible, but Nicholas is showing us it is as he comes into the final obstacle with 19 seconds left on the clock. He's going to have to go here. It's a salmon ladder. It's his bread and butter. Can he make it work as he looks for a dismount?
And he's got to launch himself over. He gets the buzzer. Nicholas Jacob, the first finisher of the challenge course today. The first in his division, first place, showing us he will be one to be on the lookout for as he enters the Premier Series finals in Washington. Look at how clean those links were, how smooth he was on obstacle number 5, which has been stumbling so many people. Look at the height he gives himself. Longer arms in a smaller space is actually a little tougher to navigate, but Nicholas Jacob made it look like none of this bothered him. He doesn't even look tired. Just ran right over to the final obstacle, clean dismount to the final mat, and he gets the buzzer with 7 seconds to spare.
What a machine, and what a bar that has now been set for our last 3 competitors. I'm sure they're excited, they're happy, they're like, yep, let's push up the limits as we move on to our third last competitor, Gavin Markowitz. Again, someone else who is going to be looking to qualify here. I don't quite remember his time. I believe it was around the 32-second mark for the placement course. So super quick athlete. And you can see here him applying that same speed and pressure. These guys at the end are just really pushing it, Kane.
Well, Gavin especially is moving with something to prove. At the Stanford qualifier, he was 5th place and just missed a spot in the finals. So you know he's not making the same mistake of going too inefficiently twice. He's going to put the pedal to the metal and try and get at the very least to obstacle 7 with as much time on the clock as possible. But as Nicholas has shown us, this course is clearable, which means it is very possible Gavin could see his window to become finisher number 2.
Yeah, and he definitely seems like he's on pace. This is, I believe, the fastest run so far. I think we've only seen people get here at a minute 30, so Gavin a little bit ahead of the curve at the moment. Can he keep this momentum up? That's the question.
Gavin trains at the Gravity Forge, and Gravity Forge trains so much grip. It's no surprise that he's not having any struggles on this. Just making sure his hands are in the right spot before his dismount. A one-arm dismount. Come on, man. So clean.
That gives me a lot of confidence for this reverse grab, which has proven to be so difficult so far.
All right, now for this reverse grab. The ledge looks thinner than those on the cliff line. And he's a little low there. He's going to have to launch himself a tiny bit more. But I think he has the grip for it.
He definitely does. Does he have the lâcher? He's just got to really send it here. Full commitment. Gavin, can he pull it off here? And he gets it.
Wow. Gets that one. Now for this tilting ledge. He's only got one shot at it, and he comes right out on him. But a smile on his face. A time of 1:23 to that point puts him in second place by a significant amount over Jonah Beauregard. 23 seconds ahead of third place right now. And that does guarantee him a spot in the finals with only 2 runners remaining.
Yeah, I think he's got a smile on his face because he knows he's done the most important thing of today. It is nice to get a win, but the most important part is qualifying for Washington. And we have 2 more competitors left after Gavin. And the bar is so high for them to qualify. But if there's anyone that's going to do it, it's going to be our last 2 competitors.
Well, well, well. Up on the course now is none other than the world champion, Nathaniel Honvu. Ninja Nuteen, as he likes to go by.
Yes. And for anyone that's facing down Nathaniel, you're going to be very scared and very worried, especially if your name is Zachary, because you are on the bubble at the moment. And that's a very scary prospect, staring down Nathaniel.
That's right. The time to beat to crack into the top 4 is 1:46.88, set by Zachary Albert. And Nathaniel, he's just going to skip that second ledge. He thought about it, changed his mind, and switched over. Nathaniel's ninja name is Ninja Nuteen. It's his African middle name, and that means extraordinary. He trains ninja and drives 2 hours 1 day a week to train at the Movement Lab in Ohio. He runs track. He can jump 17.2 feet long. And he's working on his longest bar-to-bar lâcher at 16 feet 10 inches as of last month. He likes spending time with his friends, playing video games, taking care of his dog, and working at a local ninja gym. Again, this young man has so much power and strength, as we're seeing. In the teen male division, winning world champion means that you pretty much had to be perfect or incredibly strong on stage 3, and he's showing that strength right now. Has the wingspan to skip some ledges as well. Amazing job. By far in second place right now off of time. But Nicholas Jacob currently in that top spot, and Ninja Nuteen here could absolutely take that from him.
Nathaniel was absolutely flying through those cliff ledges there. Now lining up the cliff grab. He is making this look really straightforward and easy. Nathaniel gets that grab. What are we witnessing, Kane?
It was genuinely almost like that ledge didn't twist at all. And now he's got less than a minute left, but still a lot of time for these last 3 obstacles. The balance here, making sure he doesn't make a careless mistake. Now has a retry for the final obstacle if he needs it. Just has to launch himself over to that final mat. Doesn't want his backswing to be too much or the bar could fly out from under him. He gets out of there. He gets the clear, clean dismount, and with a time of 2:04, Nathaniel Honvu reminding everyone that he is the champ, jumping into first place.
To be able to finish 10 obstacles in 2 minutes and 4 seconds is bonkers. That is less than 15 seconds on every single obstacle. Nathaniel Honvu just coming in as the favorite and showing us once again why he is the favorite. He just dominated that course. He moved through the cliff ledges literally like they were nothing, using lock-off, using his strength. He just made everything there look so easy. And when I think towards Washington and the types of competitors that are gonna be there, Nathaniel is gonna be one that's gonna be very, very difficult to beat.
Well, there is one athlete who did beat him on the placement course. It is Graham Ogden. Just when we thought Nathaniel's time on the placement course was untouchable, Graham beat it by 2 seconds with a sub-30 clear on the placement course. He's fighting for a spot, the last spot up for grabs in the Premier Series Finals. And currently 4th place is Jonah Beauregard. Made it to Obstacle 7 with 1:46. So Graham is going to have to push it if he wants to lock into that top 4. And of course a buzzer to potentially give him the win.
Yeah, Graham really took us by surprise in the placement course, beating what we thought was an unbeatable time by 2 seconds. And he's now moving through this course with a really strong pace. Hot on Nathaniel's heels. It's going to be tightly contested for that top spot. Now let's see how quickly he can move through this UFO alley.
It's also worth noting that Graham got 6th at the Stanford Ninja Academy. And you know, being 2 spots away, the fire has been lit for him. He's going for a skip.
Okay.
Here. Nope, never mind. He's going for that turn. Okay, so he's going to transfer around. Good beta. Graham's been training and competing in Ninja a little over 5 years, along with his younger brother Reed. Outside of Ninja, Graham enjoys playing and watching basketball, studying geography, and reading.
Well, as you say,
That's
all
the
of
transfer.
that, he's been hanging up there.
And you know what?
For a little bit too long.
You know what, Jack? Not only was the technique a little off, but the time is running low now. He's going to have to clear Obstacle 7 if he wants to make it to the finals, which is definitely doable for Graham, but he's got to be perfect here.
Perfect is definitely what's on the agenda here. Graham really going to have to get a wriggle
He's going
on
for the
as
skip
he looks
here.
for the dismount.
Nice landing. Coming into the cliff line, he's not chalking up. He knows he has to go and go fast. Time to obstacle number 7 will not be a factor for him. He's going to have to clear it, but he definitely needs enough time to be able to clear it. And so with 30 seconds left, Graham Ogden has 1, maybe 2 attempts on this obstacle.
Still not chalking up before this cliff ledge. Knowing that time is of the essence here, 20 seconds on the clock. This is going to be so close, Kane, as he lines up for the grab. Oh! And with 14 seconds on the clock, is this going to be possible at this point? It's going to be so close. Can Graham pull it off here? He lines it up.
Oh,
and
no!
He just
Peeled off.
Oh, no.
Heartbreak for Graham Ogden. That's going to put him in 8th place.
Our top-seeded competitor here. Just coming short. Oh, that is so rough. He had such a phenomenal placement course. One that, you know, you that's the one you show to all the teams that you're applying for in the future, because that was such a good run. And then unfortunately just getting a little bit unlucky here and there on that challenge course. But you know what that means, Kane? That means Nathaniel Honvu is going to be our top-seeded competitor. Wow, what a performance he put up there.
Yes, and taking a look at our top 4, going from 4th to 1st, Jonah Beauregard holds on to that 4th place spot, just 0.22 seconds ahead of 5th place. Got in, and he is going to be making the most of it at finals. Gavin Markowitz, who got 5th at Stanford, gets his redemption by placing 3rd at Ferox. And then Nicholas Jacob with our first challenge course clear of the day, a time of 2:33. And then, of course, at the top of our leaderboard is none other than Nathaniel Honvu with a time of 2:04 to the buzzer. A very commanding win ahead of the championship.
Yeah, well, that's going to do it for us. We can see here once again Nathaniel Honvu, Nicholas Jacob, and Gavin Markowitz. We're going to hopefully get a chance to quickly have a look at their replays. All of them are going to be great to watch at Washington later this year. All of them have the potential. As we see Gavin's run, again, he threw down such a great pace there and was just so quick on this course, which was really great to see. I'm going to be excited to see him in Washington as he works to take on the rest of this competition and hopefully get a redemption arc on the 2 people that scored above him.
Well, there you have it, Gavin, with a very close move there. But a great time to the 7th obstacle, which secured him a spot on the podium. Taking a look again at Nicholas Jacob. Nicholas had such a huge run, showing us that it was possible. Wasn't sure if we were going to see it, but I did say we'd get multiple clears in this division on the challenge course. And I said, it could be 2, it could be 6. We got 2.
We did get 2, and 2 fantastic clears. Nicholas just really using his wingspan there to his advantage to complete the entire course in 2 minutes and 33 seconds there. He went for the upper body lâché approach, just avoiding that pinch, but he made the rest of this course look easy. He made the cliffhangers look easy, he made that reverse grab look easy, and then he rushed through the back end of this course to finish with 7 seconds left before the buzzer. What more can you ask for? And finally, Nathaniel Honvu, just the outright dominant competitor here today, is safe to say. He finished every single obstacle in under 15 seconds, which really hurts my brain to even comprehend how he did that.
Yeah, it's worth noting that Nathaniel and Nicholas both did not take any falls today.
Wow.
Pretty wild concept. No retries on the challenge course for either of them, as well as full clears on the placement course. Nothing was able to stop those 2 gentlemen. Very deserving first and second place finishes. Nathaniel, huge win there for him. And that is going to do it for our team male division. We'll be back very shortly because at around 5 p.m. Eastern, we'll be jumping into even crazier action with the elite female division and then the elite male shortly after at 6:15 p.m. Eastern. And then be sure to tune in next week as we take it over to Texas at Austin Ninjas for our 3rd qualifier. Then we head overseas to Australia, August 29th to September 1st at the compound. Then we take it to Arc Ninja just 1 week later, September 7th to 8th over in Colorado. From Colorado, we go to Washington for Life Force Ninjas qualifier, September 21st and 22nd, before we take it over to Europe, September 28th to 29th in the UK at True Function Ninja Training Ground. Back stateside, October 12th to 13th is going to be the SoFlo Ninja Academies competition. And closing out our qualifiers, October 19th to 20th is going to be Modus Ninjas, all ahead of the Premier Series Finals, which will be November 15th to 17th. We've got so much more coming in, and we will be taking a slightly extended break before the Elite Female Division. So if you would like, tune in at around 5:10, 5:15 Eastern. And in the meantime, hang out, take a little break, go watch back some of the awesome divisions that have been going on this weekend on the World Ninja League YouTube under the live stream tab. We'll see you guys in just a bit for the elites.